Welcome back to the booth. I'm Felix Wahlgren here with Jens Åström, going into round 5 of the legacy portion here of the Scandinavian Invitational. So we'll be following Mikael Mathiasson again, playing Elves, against Jesper Holm, his first appearance on camera, piloting Show and Tell with Omniscience as well as Emrakul. So possibly your two most experienced legacy players in the field here.
Yeah, Jesper having a win from a earlier Scandinavian Open in Legacy, and Mikael top 8ing, I think multiple Legacy top 8 Opens this season. And Mikael has been on Elves for 7 years, so he's really experienced with this deck. This is a matchup though that
I think he's been playing Elves longer than I have been playing Magic, although it's really close.
Oh. That's quite an achievement for me.
So here we go, heading down to the feature match area. So the players are currently shuffling up and presenting.
Yeah, and both decks act as combo decks for the most part, but Elves has a more beatdown game plan if its combo doesn't really succeed. As we saw against Niklas in game 1, he was able to just attack for a lot of damage, but not quite able to finish it out, unfortunately, for Mikael. But in this matchup, it's usually a lot more up to Jesper to just being able to combo off as early as possible, because Mikael is gonna apply a lot of pressure early on, and we can see Mikael's hand is really strong here. He
so natural order Gaius Cradle, I think that was a Deathrite Shaman as well.
Yeah, he has the Burst Law Ranger, Visionary, Cradle, Glimpse.
Yeah, so
really
Jesper starting off with a Sensei Divining Top here.
Yeah, just trying to shape his hand, set up his draws in order to execute his combo with as much protection as possible.
Yep, so Mikael fetches, goes to 19.
And I'm not sure if the players have had time to check out each other's decks yet. They are sitting close to each other, so possibly that they know what everyone is playing. But he's still fetching the basic forest against a combo deck that has no way to punish any non-basic lands, really. And Jesper going for the Burning Wish.
Yeah.
Getting a Show and Tell into his hand, I would assume. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we could possibly see a Show and Tell as early as turn 3 here from Jesper. Really powerful opening, exactly what his deck wants to be doing. And well, Elves is certainly able to win early, but not quite.
Did he play the Gaius Cradle up there? I can't quite see.
That is the Gaius Cradle, yeah.
So
and he plays the Glimpse.
Yeah. So Llanowar Elves in hand at the front there. We know he also had a Deathrite Shaman. There's an Elvish Visionary as well as a Natural Order.
Yeah. And huge drawing that Nettle Sentinel here for Mikael.
Enabling him to keep on churning.
Yeah. Not this turn though.
No,
since he needed more untapped creatures to do that.
Yeah, so Mana Source, fetch, gonna see Show and Tell here?
I would assume so.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. Assuming, of course, that Jesper has the other piece, but seeing as how he got the Show and Tell with the Burning Wish, I don't really see him just not taking the game here.
Yeah, but it could be a Show and Tell to just put down a Grizzlebrand in play or something mediocre like that. You know, the turn 3 Grizzlebrand. It's absolutely not really what you want to be doing all the time.
Yeah.
But he has the Omniscience in hand, so he probably goes for that.
I can't make out what the other cards are, though. No, he doesn't go for the Omniscience. No, so Grizzlebrand.
Playing around a Reclamation Sage.
Yeah.
Since he would have to have instants in order to get any value of the Omniscience if Mikael had the Reclamation Sage.
Yeah.
Jesper just opting for the safer game plan for him. putting that Griselbrand into play.
And really showcasing the power of experience in the format, just knowing what Mikael's outs are in that particular situation, and trying to just hedge your bet a little bit, so that you don't get blown out.
It might have been better for Jesper to just go for the Omniscience anyway, since if he has Omniscience in play, he can play Griselbrand, draw 7, and possibly play an Emrakul that turn to just win.
Absolutely, but if Mikael plays the Reclamation Sage with the Show and Tell, now those do come into play at the same time, correct? So you can still target the Omniscience?
Yes. You cannot target the Omniscience, and that would have been really good for Mikael if that was the case.
Exactly.
But Jesper seems like he's digging for an answer here for the natural order, and I'm not sure if he found any.
So he's flipping through his sideboard. No, sorry, that's his. So there's the
that's the main deck.
Yeah, that's the main. So just a lot of cards in there. So Days.
And I don't think he found the Force of Will in all those cards.
No.
So draw 14, no Force of Will.
Yeah,
15
so
with
he does have 2 Days, I believe, but unfortunately too much mana on Mikael's side for that to be relevant. So Crater Hoof, and you are dead.
+4/+4.
So let's
even
see.
With the blocks, it's way over.
Yeah, he'll gain 7, then take at least 8 plus. Yeah, so that's enough.
Yeah, he needed the Force of Will that turn, and he didn't find it.
No.
So this should be lethal, right?
I think so. Yeah. So Jesper is scooping it up.
Well, that was unfortunate for Jesper not finding the Force of Will in 15 draws. So he had the odds in his favor of finding it, but well, sometimes you don't.
Absolutely.
And,
welcome back to the booth. I'm Felix Wahlgren here with Jens Åström, and the players are currently sideboarding. Now, what do you expect out of the sideboards for these? I mean, when we have 2 fairly combo-centric matchups against each other, surely the sideboarding is going to be very important.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I'm not entirely sure what Mikael has access to.
Yeah.
The Thought Seizes are obviously coming in this matchup. They are very, very good against combo decks in general. But other than that, you maybe want the Maelstrom Pulse in order to deal with the Omniscience.
Yeah.
But if the Omniscience hits play, you're probably lost anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a small tournament like this with only 8 players. You can expect a lot of the legacy aficionados or experienced legacy players to bring their pet decks, the ones that they have the most experience with. But some of these other players are truly wild cards in the format, so they could have brought anything pretty much. You can probably assume that they will not bring a very skill-intensive deck like Miracles or something like that, but I'm a bit surprised that we don't see any Delver deck.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I would assume that at least 1 or 2 players would bring.
Absolutely. Also because it's fairly... it's not very unlike the Delver deck that was played in Modern quite recently.
Yeah.
So
it's very similar.
Yeah, so trying to just opt for something with a similar game plan to something that you have experienced so previously. So both of the players, I think Jesper mulliganing to 6 here, while Mikael kept his opening 7.
Yeah.
I think they're still figuring out if they want. So that's.
I think Jesper kept his 6 card and scried and kept it on top.
Yep.
Is now deciding if he wants to play the Boseiju or the fetch land on turn 1, I think. Or is he just contemplating the scry still?
Mikael just casually flashing that Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
No, sorry, dropped that. I dropped that. Oh, I didn't notice.
So Jesper might be a bit influenced by that. So Jesper was in fact resolving his scrying there and scryed to the bottom.
Right, so Boseiju on turn 1.
Which Boseiju doesn't really do anything in this matchup.
Exactly, because there's not much countering going on from the Elves player.
neither green nor black do much countering of anything,
Exactly.
except perhaps sometimes putting counters on. But that's not quite what we're talking about here now.
Alright, so turn 1 Death Rate Shaman.
And Jesper
fetches after drawing the card that he kept on top.
he did in fact scry it to the bottom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
After resolving that scry completely. And now he's burning wishing. And it's going to be interesting to see if he goes with the Pyroclasm or the Show and Tell here.
Show and Tell it looks like. Yeah.
It's in fact Show and Tell. Though I do not think that he has the third land. Oh, he has City of Traitors, right, yeah. So he has the Show and Tell, he has the Grizzlebrand,
right.
he has another Burning Wish.
Yeah.
But not much else.
Now, does he have any of the targets in the sideboard for... So we can Burning Wish for?
Yeah, it has to be a permanent that you put in play, and you can only Burning Wish for sorcery.
Oh yeah.
So you can't really Burning Wish for a target.
Exactly.
But you can Burning Wish for a Pyroclasm, which would be fine in this situation.
But he doesn't have any more options of digging, correct? He's just stuck to the mercy of the top of his deck right now in order to try to get something to Show and Tell.
Yeah, his hand is not great, but if he can find something, then he's in a good position. And he has a Force of Will just in case he would need to counter a Natural Order or something from Mikael. And here we can see as little as one Thoughtseize disrupted the entire combo from Jesper.
Yeah.
So Jesper has to go for Burning Wish again, and I expect him to bring a Pyroclasm this time. Yeah.
Yep.
So
He does indeed.
that is a card that Mikael has to play around, either just comboing off and winning us on his turn, or just thinking about it throughout the game, that he doesn't overcommit and get blown out by that Pyroclasm from Jesper.
Alright, so we fetch it again.
Yeah.
More green-black action going here.
But it's lacking.
So
bit of
Visionary, Deathrite Shaman, and Arbor Elf. No, Elvish Mystic, sorry.
Elvish Mystic, yeah. Yeah, and he's mostly on a beatdown plan here. I expect him to play the Visionary and just keeping the Deathrite activation up.
Absolutely. You don't want to overcommit. Now, there's a Gaze Cradle.
But no payoff spell.
No.
Like we saw in the first game against Niklas.
Oh, there's a Senses Divining Top off the top for Jesper, which is really just what he needs here so that he can start digging for some kind of payoff.
Yeah. Yeah, really good draw. Of course, it would have been
better to actually draw the payoff spell.
Yeah.
But it's the next best thing.
Yeah, if you're gonna draw a dig spell, it might as well be a dig spell that enables a lot more digging. Like the Sensei's Divining Top.
Looks like we had a broken sleeve here. They're remedying that as we speak.
Yeah. Legacy players are usually pretty picky about their sleeves, and since their decks are worth quite a lot, so
absolutely,
in order to protect them, you just you protect them every way you can. So making sure everything is in the correct order, trying to decide here if he wants to go with the Pyroclasm or not, and he opts to go with the Pyroclasm.
Yep.
Mikael, of course,
drain you
draining.
for 2.
Yeah. And Mikael has some backup action in his hand, a few Elves and a Gaia's Cradle.
Yeah, he can basically redeploy that board, I believe. Yep.
Yeah. More or less.
And there's a Green Sun Zenith, and as well as a Gaia's Cradle, so we can start to see some big play coming out here the next turn. Or do you Gaia's Cradle this turn? For Green Sun Zenith for 2, right? Or you can do it for less and keep mana floating.
If he has something like Gadoctig that he wants to bring in, then he could possibly get Sinith for 2 here. He looks to be fetching an Elvish Visionary here.
He flipped right through that. Oh, no.
Right. That's
Yep.
more Zenith mana if he can draw one or a natural order. But he needs to produce a board that makes his top decks live here. So he's able to draw something that just wins the game.
Not sure what that was.
Yeah, I did not get a good look at that.
So show and tell off the top there, I believe.
Yeah. And Jesper is still digging.
Yeah, so spinning at the top, looking at the top 3.
Really needs to find a payoff card soon here. Or a fetch land in order to shuffle and just get some new looks into.
Yep, there we go, Scalding Tarn.
Seems good.
Just making sure that we're not stuck with the same old 3 cards on the top of the library every turn.
Yeah. Still has a colorless floating from the City of Traitors.
Yep.
So probably gonna look for in the top 3 again, hoping to find something that he can show and tell into play.
Yeah, so City of Traitors hitting the graveyard there due to the fetch land.
Yep.
So look at the top 3 again.
See, Force of Will, Polluted Delta, I believe.
Yeah.
And a third card I did not quite catch.
Yeah, but is that second Force of Will? No. Well, back on top they go, and Jesper did not look entirely too happy about that.
No.
And also didn't pop the top right away, so to get the card into his hand. So unfortunately, no payoff for him there.
Yeah. To be fair, Mikael doesn't have a lot going for him as either. So
no, but Jesper's life total is getting dangerously low. He's at 7, and another Elves joins the battlefield. Now, I don't think Mikael has anything left in his graveyard to keep draining. But even then, Jesper just needs to go off.
There is a Pyroclasm in Jesper's graveyard.
Oh yes, there you go.
And the Gitaxian Probe, I think.
So you could absolutely just drain him out in the following turn.
Yeah.
So Jesper needs to go off this turn, and he also needs to go off in a way where he can actually stabilize.
Yeah. He needs to win through that Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah.
Somehow. So just putting a Griselbrand into play is not good enough.
No, so drops to 4 here due to the fetch.
No, it isn't. Because Mikael will just eat the Gitaxian Probe and then eat the Show and Tell. So that would not be enough.
Oh, yes. And
it
scoops them up. There we go, so 2-0 Mikael Mathiasson against Jesper Holm. His deck not quite coming together there after that first Thoughtseize, and we see just how important some part of the interaction in this format can be.
Yeah, the disruption is really key against these combo decks, and without that Thoughtseize, Jesper's deck would probably just have won on the second or third turn of the game with that Show and Tell, City of Traitors and everything. So we're gonna get a backup match going here, and I believe
that's Simon Young. No,
I believe it's Mats.
And then
versus Christopher Niemi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's definitely Mats. That's definitely Mats on the left. If you can get a confirmation on that.
I think it's gonna be Christopher on the right, but I'm not sure. We are in the booth right now, and we are here at the Scandinavian Open Invitational.